holding back, I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high.
I still have some volume there. All right. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Saying welcome. This is my second account. Good evenings, Jody Swanson. Nice to have you here. Canadian Family Life, Tiffany. Nice to have you here as well. No problem. This would give time to some people to come in, say hi. Don't be afraid. I hear some music playing in the background. Just a sec. Oh, it's not there and it's not there. It's actually here. This is the song that I wanted to play today. Hello, Heldan. I feel this song today is it has a different meaning.
I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago.
All right, enough for now. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Heldan. Yeah, if you remember, if any of you have been following me for the past couple of years, last year, at this time of year, it was a very, very hard time for me. You had a baby. You had a baby? Congratulations. Nice. Hopefully everything went well. And hopefully everyone is healthy. I'm guessing you're laughing. So, yeah, last year, this time of year, I was a little bit on the downside. Things were not going too well for me. Mentally, I was exhausted. I had just gotten out of my first Shed Wars season. And I feel like last season was a season of learning for me in terms of understanding my limits, knowing what I can do, knowing what's worth doing and what's pointless. I spent an hour harvesting dewberries last year, and I ended up with a handful of them. And this year, I decided to drive a little bit further, go a little bit more often in the blueberry area, and we ended up harvesting like 15 pounds, if not more, of wonderful, delicious wild blueberries. That's just an example of things that I did differently this year. Instead of going fishing on the beach, well, first of all, it's been raining all summer, so we didn't get to spend much time at the beach. Usually, it's mostly like an activity with the kids. We go at the beach. I put a few lines in the water, and the kids can swim and make sandcastle and that kind of stuff. This year, it just didn't happen. It was raining nonstop all summer. She's almost one. Oh, nice. Those are the best years. Well, every year is the best year. This year, I'm coaching my two kids, my two youngest. They play on the same mini handball team. If you're wondering, mini handball is the same as regular handball, except that it's for younger kids, so the ball is a little bit different. It bounces, but it's not as hard as regular handball. It's kind of a mix between indoor soccer and basketball. You have to dribble the ball to move forward with the ball, and you need to keep the ball in your hands at all time. You can pass the ball, and you can shoot on net. Pretty interesting sport if you've never played, but I'm enjoying it. My son, just a sec. The ball is a little bit softer, but it's not like it's a ping ball about the same size as a regular handball ball. Maybe the size of a softball, but a lot softer. It's a pink, mushy kind of ball that bounces, but like if you throw it, it's still going very fast. But if it hits a kid in the face, it will hurt their feelings more than their face. Let's put it this way. But at the same time, I went in net last year, and I was afraid of the ball a little bit because it's really coming really fast. And even though the kids are only 10 and 11 years old, yeah. So just to show that, try to enjoy time with the kids, and I hope you can do the same. Just to come back on what I was saying, last year at this time of year, I was depressed. I was exhausted mentally, physically. Now I'm doing a lot better. I was able to do things differently this summer. I harvested, I don't want to say twice as much as I did last year, because last year I harvested 1,656 pounds. This year, when the competition ended, I was at 2,400 and something. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I got a deer after that. I continued to harvest a few eggs. I was able to forage some more. So I am over 2,500 pounds at the moment. And I don't feel half as tired as I was last year. Ecocentric Homestead, Jotham, posted a comment on my video where I showed my pantry, and he had a very good point. What I did last year helped me for this year in so many ways. I learned a lot more about foraging. I found a few more spots. So instead of spending a lot of time trying to find good foraging spots, I already had those spots this year. I knew where to go for mushrooms. I knew where to go for wintergreens. I knew where to go for snowberries. I knew where to go for blueberries. I knew that going to the beach for a few hours was not going to be worth it. I went fishing somewhere else. I ended up with a moose, pork, turkeys, and chickens. I knew that what I did last year with 25 chickens was easily it was possible to do it this year again and do it even easier. So I ended up buying 40 chickens. I only lost one, so 39 chickens in the freezer, and they were bigger than last year. And what I did was simply overfeed them. I I gave them a big, huge bucket of feed, and it was always full. Whenever I would go there, like I would go there every day to give them water and feed, but they were always over half. So if for any reason I couldn't make it one day, I knew they were okay until the next day, and they never they were never out of feed. They were never out of water. Compared to the past couple of years where I was trying to save a little bit of money on not feeding them too much, but this year I realized that by overfeeding them, it ended up being cheaper because they got bigger faster, and um, the average weight on chicken was about 6 pounds. Last year it was about 5 pounds, and it cost me the same thing. The only difference is last year, like I said, I gave them a little bit of feed at a time, and I had them for maybe 10, 11 weeks. This year I had them for like 8, 9 weeks, but they were fed nonstop, and it cost me the same amount of feed for an extra 15 chickens. Yeah, it's pretty cool to have 4 full freezers, and to know that if something happens, we have food in our freezers, and we have something to eat. Exactly. And in my document, I took the numbers, the prices from last year, so it's probably even higher this year. But I ended up with like $10,003 worth of food. Um, I did my numbers like $4 for a dozen eggs, kind of things like that. Um, I try to go with not what you could find on sale, but what was the cheapest price around. Like if you go to Walmart, it's usually cheaper than a big grocery store and things like that. Chicken. Uh, I don't remember exactly how much it is, but it's around like $5 a pound or $4 a pound. I don't remember what I put. I know that they're like pork. Pork chops are pretty cheap. I took the price of a pork chop, but bacon is a lot more expensive. Pork belly is a lot more expensive. Things like that. It's a lot more expensive. But I put the price of the cheapest part of the pig. So in theory, what I have in my freezers is a little bit more than $10,000 worth of food. But still, it's pretty awesome when you think about it. Maybe if I lose my job tomorrow, I don't have money set aside, for darker days. If I lose my job, I might not have money to put gas in my car, but kids will be fed. And that's my main focus, to make sure the kids don't miss on anything. I want them to be healthy and happy as much as I can, and giving them homegrown food. There's nothing better for their health. I am currently taking an online class with Jessica Gauvin. She should be on one of my live streams in the upcoming weeks. She told me that she was willing to do it. She's a specialist in mushrooms. I don't know her exact title, but I know she's known like almost worldwide in regards to the mushrooms. She's also very knowledgeable on wild plants and stuff like that. It was actually a friend of mine that fed them. I paid for the pig, like a rough price. I know that we're fed with. I don't remember the name what it would be in English. but it was all like homegrown wheat, um, corn, and things like that. That was feeding the pigs. The pigs were about a year and a half old, and after everything was done, I calculated how much it cost me, the amount of meat I got, and it was about $1.75 a pound, which is a lot better than what you get at the store, and a lot cheaper, a lot better. I've got a couple of mushroom logs going. Nice. This is something I want to do in the future. I want to learn how. Well, it's not hard to grow them, I guess. There's a friend of mine also. Well, Marilyn, little homestead by the beach. She does that too. So this is something that I could be doing. Um, I'm thinking about maybe uh, exploring my dad's property a little bit more. Um, and right now will be the perfect time because I'm still allowed to hunt grouse, rabbits. So I'd be able to bring protection. If I get face to face with a bear or a coyote, I have something to protect me. Uh, nice. Yeah. Anything you can give the pigs is good for them. Of course, you want to try to avoid like the bad stuff like sugar and stuff like that as much as possible if you want to have a nice organic pig. But they will forage. They will eat all the plants around. They will eat anything. Um, you can usually you can find a grocery store around to give you some old vegetables, old fruits. I know it's not doesn't become 100% organic, but um, it's better to give them like non-organic apples, which is still a fruit, and things like that. Then give the pigs, feed with antibiotics or anything like that in it if you don't want to have that stuff in your meat. But I know that mine were raised organically. Um, but then again, you never know what they can find in the woods and eat. Um, I forgot what I was talking about. Usually I have like Tracy and Marilyn, and they keep me going, and they're not here. Um, yeah, if I go on my dad's land right now, would be the best time to go because I can bring protection, and I want to explore a little bit. Like there's a few roads, a few trails here and there, but there's a few places I've never been on his land. Uh, like I've never been in the woods, like walking around the trees and things like that. Um, I'd like to go and explore those places a little bit more to know where, if there's a possibility of chanterelles growing. Um, he has a 75 acres land. It's not the biggest, um, and it's already signed in his will that it's going to go to my brother. But my brother told me that he doesn't really mind me going on there, and I mean, he's my brother. We're not going to fight over it. Um, but I can go on there and plant a few like plants, like stinging nettle, valerians, fireweeds. I'm gonna go and plant a few things like that. Um, Things that I know are growing around here, but I just can't find. I'm gonna plant them and have a place to go and harvest them. And I'm gonna make sure I plant them somewhere where people don't see them. um, so yeah, and if I can find a few mushroom patches, even better. I'd like to go up there and build um, just like a little tiny cabin. Nothing big, nothing fancy, um, nothing like professional or Just take a few logs, just make a little shelter, and anything that I can just go and um, spend the night there if I want to. Something to protect me from the animals, anything like that. I can go in my sleeping bag and sleep there. Luckily for me, around here, other than black bears and coyotes, we don't really have anything dangerous that could actually kill me. We don't have venomous snakes. We don't have dangerous spiders. We don't have wolves. We don't have grizzlies. We don't have anything like that. Um, we have snow that could probably kill me, but I will make sure that when I go out in the winter that I'm dressed properly and that it's safe. Um, but this is something that I want to start doing, going a little bit more in the wild, a little bit more into nature, and do stuff, outdoor stuff. Um, but that's not the big news that I have to share with you. For those of you who were listening last week, I said that I had a job interview / exam. That would be cool. I've never tried it, so that's why I have a few seeds here, and I guess from what I understand, they're pretty prolific. You plant them, and they're pretty easy to grow, and it will take over an area very quickly. So I will plant them somewhere where they don't have a way to take over too much. Like in a corner somewhere. I also have some mullein seeds. My dad has a gravel pit, so I can go and plant some mullein in there. This should be able to grow. Same thing with chicory. But yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be cool, actually. And pretty much all of the rhubarb you gave me ended up surviving, so that's pretty cool. I get wolves, but only in January and February. Yeah, it is odd. I wonder if they could be there, you just don't see them, or maybe it's because they're coming down a little bit because of the cold. If they're not migrating per se, but kind of, or they're just simply always there and you just never see them. But yeah, so last Friday, the exam, I thought I beeped it up. I fudged it up. The first question threw me off, but I was still confident that I was going to get it. Monday morning, the lady called me telling me that I did pretty good on the exam and that the manager was going to call me. And so I waited, and I figured, hopefully it's going to be an interview and it goes well. I'm always trying to be confident when it comes to those things. It's pointless to be anxious and scared and not sleeping at night or whatever. I just try to be myself, and if they like me for who I am, fine. If not, there's nothing more I can do, right? And I'm not a kind of person that will judge. I'm not a kind of person looking for fights. I'm not a kind of person to look for trouble. And I'm just doing my own thing and doing my work and go back home, So Tuesday I started talking to the manager, and she was asking me a few like general questions, like why do you want to have that job? Is your file clean? Did you have any issues in the past? But basically, she spent on an hour, maybe 45 minutes talking about what the job was. And then she asked me a few questions. And then she was like, so do you accept the job? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you don't have to answer now, but the job is yours if you want it. So I'm like, yes, like I'm telling you, yes, now I want it. And she's like, make sure you speak to your manager, current manager, because if you tell me yes, I will um, send all the information to the HR department, and I will tell the staff that you're coming in, in a few weeks. And because I'm in the union, thing is, my current manager is allowed to to force me to stay in a department for a maximum of 6 weeks. And every department being out of staff, I pretty much knew that this was going to happen. Um, I think this week counted as week number 1, so I would still have 5 weeks left. So my last work day with the pharmacy would be in the middle of January at some point. And I'm heading over to the payroll department. I will be working with people's paychecks. Um, it's paying a little bit more. Um, I don't think it's more challenging, but it's going to be a little bit more busy, I guess. But a work that won't depend only on me. Right now, the work I'm doing, if I'm not there, I always have the feeling that something's gonna go wrong because I'm the only one that can do a lot of things. It's one thing to try to train people, but I do a little bit more than what my job is asking me to do, which is a good thing in term like when you think about it as an employee, you want to always do more than when you're asked for. My boss appreciate it for sure, but if I'm not there to take care of that stuff, nobody can. Um, but I'm going in a department where there's a lot of people working on the same files, and if I have any questions, there's someone there to help. And if I can't make it because any reason, not that it happens too often, but if I'm sick for any reason, or if I'm fighting kidney stones or anything like that, there's someone there that can do the job. I'm not going to get called at home or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. I'm very happy with the job. I am staying in the union. I'm not losing anything. I am keeping my pension. I'm keeping my insurance. I am keeping everything as it is now, seniority, hours, everything. The only difference is I'm making an extra $1 an hour, and I am doing something different. Only hear them during those 2 months. That's weird. It's pretty weird, actually. Where are you from again? Another box for Remy and May. That's the thing. Having a new job, I will have to check. And it's kind of awkward to go and ask the new boss, hey, by the way, you just hired me, but can we make something happen so that I can have a few days off in May? We'll have to see, I guess. If I had time banked, or if I had vacations left, I don't think it would be an issue from what she told me. Like, they're usually pretty open as long as it's not everyone taking vacation at the same time during like pay week. But I don't have vacations left. I didn't think I was going to go because I'm trying to put money aside for my wedding in 2025. But a lot of nice people are convincing me to go again in May. Hello, Dave. Nice to have you here. 10 degrees Celsius here in rain. I know people don't like it, but I like the rain more than snow. I'm willing to live with the summer we just had if it means we don't have any snow this winter. Sitting 1-0 right now in the freezing rain, and I started. Oh, that's not fun. I don't know how much it is here. I don't think it's that cold. Ontario Highlands, Kawartha Lakes. I would have no idea where that is, but is it like in northern Ontario? I know where Ottawa is, Toronto, Kingston. I know that Sarnia and Hearst is way up there in Ontario. But Kawartha Lakes. I've never heard of it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to start this new chapter. I know a few of my friends, a few of my colleagues at work are very disappointed, and I'm very sorry for them. But I have to think about myself. This will be a Monday to Friday job, 8 to 4. She told me that sometimes before the long weekends, we have a little bit more work to do. Like we have 5 days of work to do in 4 days, but I'm used to that. If it can be busy to keep me going, the employees there tell me they'd never see their day pass. It's busy to the point where they go in the morning and they realize it's lunchtime, and near Peterborough. Cool, nice. Jane's not too far. So, Elle, Dan, do you go to the conference in Ontario? You should go. Where was it? McDonald's Corner. It's probably far from you, but then again, with a baby, it might be a little bit harder to make. But everyone's there. Me and New Acres, Hickory Croft Farm, Back to Basics Homestead, Little Homestead by the Beach, Dave Knight, Thorhaven Farm. So many nice people. It's fun. Even Tracy from T-Han 141 was there last year. That was pretty cool too. What else? So I have this GoPro here. So it's a GoPro 11. I didn't use it once. Well, I tried to use it once. And of course, whenever I do anything, I try to have the best quality possible, the best, the best of everything. And I put the resolution to the maximum. And for some reason, it's saving all the videos in a format that the computer does not recognize. So I will have to try again and bring the resolution lower a little bit. I've been trying to find a microphone to put on it, but apparently it comes with a whole case. And the case alone is like $120, which is money I don't have at the moment. But what I like is, you can put it on the top of your head. Oh, it shows that I don't have much hair on that side. I can have it there. I can probably, I'll have it set up properly. And I have like a tripod to walk around with. I have something to put it on my chest. I have a case to put it underwater. A few different things like that, but I don't have a microphone yet. But I'm thinking about maybe putting this on my head when I go in the woods. And, having my phone, having the GoPro. If I put the GoPro on top of my head like this, and I have my cell phone, and I film different things, I can still speak with the iPhone and put the sound and put some of those videos on top, some of those footage on top. Maybe that would make pretty interesting stuff. And something else that I purchased is this year. It was around $40. I read the reviews on it, and the reviews were pretty good. So I have 2 microphones. They're charging at the moment. And I have one of those connector that connects to the phone. I had one like this before. It was not working 100% the way I wanted to. Do I have to plug this in as well? I thought by putting this on the phone. Oh, No, that's right. If I remember correctly, this is there. You put it on the phone like this, and you have, is it on this side or on this side? No. Yeah, no, yes. On this side here. I don't know if you can see, but I am pretty sure you can actually charge your phone through this. So you can have it plugged in, have the microphone in, and have the phone charging at the same time. But I guess the two microphones work simultaneously with the adapter. So this is something that I'm really anxious to try. If I could have nice sound, and from the videos I saw, the sound coming from those mics is actually pretty good. So it would have a better sound quality. I would have more footage, and I think it can make some awesome stuff. One day I'll try to get out there to the conference. Yeah, that would be nice. Everyone that we meet there is so nice. Like-minded people that want to grow their own food. Um, I met some awesome people. Um, I can't even explain how much fun we've had. Um, the first weekend is a weekend I will probably never forget. And even last year, it was different. It was still fun. Patrick was there as well. Patrick Cost was there with his girlfriend, Annie from Back to Basics Homestead, Marilena Homestead by the beach. Just so many people out there. Fun to be around. We had a nice meal on Friday night. We played some music. We had a few drinks. We chatted. We talked. We just connected. It's like family. Uh, when we saw each other for the first time, it's like we've known each other for so long. It is far. It's about 12 hours away from my place. But luckily for us, Darren Thorhaven Farm is an awesome guy, and he's allowing us to crash his place, so we can cut the drive in two. Good evening, John. Nice to have you here. John won Farm Family Award for Ontario. Nice. That's awesome. How's the maple syrup running? Yeah, it's not running until the spring. I'm getting all my new lines set up so I can have more taps next year. Awesome. But congratulations on the award. I'm not sure how prestigious that award is, but it's pretty nice nonetheless. That's something that I never won. That's pretty cool. It's not something you've been bragging about too much. You're welcome. So what's going on for all of you guys? Eldan just had a baby. John won an award. What else is going on? That's pretty cool. I got a new job. I'm starting in about 5-6 weeks. I will start using my GoPro camera, some new microphones. I'm going to have to try them tomorrow, though. I wonder how long they take to charge. But it's pretty nice, though. It's pretty cool. I love it. I love them. I can't wait to try them. I'm not much of a bragger. It's the Farm Family Excellence Award for Agriculture from OMAFRA. Yeah, it's never fun to brag. Well, no, it's not what it's not what I mean. Like, nobody really wants to go out there and brag, but it's fun to get the recognition you deserve. And sometimes, especially when you're when you're on YouTube, you have to kind of brag a little bit. You have to show that you're out there, and you have to show the good things you can do. Because let's face it, if you're on YouTube to make money, it's a business. Sorry. If it's a business, you want to make money out of it. If you want to make money out of it, you have to bring people to your channel. If you want to bring people to your channel, you want them to know why they should go to your channel. So you have to brag a little bit. You have to show yourself, to show off a little bit. When you win an award like this, it's something that your viewers would be very interested in. But I'm just saying that if you don't want to, I mean, that's totally fine as well. What else is going on? So I just posted a video about my pantry. 4 freezers are full. Pantry is still full. It's like whenever we eat, even if we take like 2 vegetables in the freezers and 2 pounds, 3 pounds of meat, it's not making a big dent in our supply, which is pretty cool. It's a good thing, I guess. First at the conference, just saying, you'll be first again this year. I should go and do the same thing as you. Just bring a tent. Go sleep in a tent. Yeah, well, we had that talk with Darren and Chris and Mike a few months ago, but maybe more than a year ago, actually, where, we were just saying that it is a business. We have to promote ourselves. We have to put ourselves out there. Don't be afraid to share your videos on Facebook, to share your videos on other social media. Don't be afraid to talk about it. I was able to grow 2,500 pounds of food. It's not much for some people. I know, John, you're probably growing a lot more than that. I don't know how much you bring in for your own family, but being like a business, you probably bring a lot more than that. But when I talk to people I work with and I say, hey, I have a full-time job, 5 kids at home. They played soccer and I didn't miss, well, maybe I missed 1 game because I was playing softball at the same time, but I was still able to bring in 2,500 pounds of food. Some people might be interested in knowing how I did that, or what I did. That might be a way to bring people to my channel. I think about Walderstead. They have crazy amount of food that they bring in. They forage, they grow stuff, more than me because they do it full time, and it's just awesome when you see people doing that kind of stuff. I got a refurbished greenhouse carport put up for spring by Mike from the little farm. Good. Cool. I have an old carport frame. I was hoping to make a greenhouse out of it, but I think I'm going to I already gave it to Selge, the guy that's allowing me to raise my animals on his land. It was a way for me to thank him, and I know he's going to be able to use it probably more than me. I think I might have a way to bring it there. I have a cousin that has towing trailer that I can bring the frame and one of my little chicken coop that I have here. So maybe I can bring all that on Sarah's property and do a little bit more there, actually. That would be kind of neat. I have a video on how to make a greenhouse from carport. Super easy. Nice. I'll have to go look it up because when it comes to building stuff, I am worse than a rookie. Um, you know, I see the frame. I can imagine like plastic around it and having something strong. But to make a door, to make the frame hold together, I don't know. I suck at those things. I'm not good at building stuff. I tried to put a door in my bedroom door. Um, I, I had to cut it to make it fit. And 2 hours later, I went back to the store asking for another door. And a guy looked at me. He's like, "Why didn't you just pick up 2 doors when you first came in if you needed two?" And I looked at him. I said, "I didn't need two. I only needed one." He's like, "Well, what happened to the door?" I'm like, "Yeah, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. Can you please cut it for me because I suck." Yeah, I ended up burning the door because it was, not usable. I winged it and it worked. I'm the same as you. I'm not good at building. I'm surprised that I was able to build um, like the raised garden bed in the greenhouse I have right now. Um, Strangely, everything fits like not too tight to push on the frame, but tight enough that it was like I had to push it a little bit so that it would fit. I was amazed by that. um, yeah. December 8th, 2 days ago, was my brother's birthday. I called him and didn't answer. But this time of year, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've rested enough. It doesn't show because I'm yawning a lot, but it's just because I don't have nice hair quality in here, I guess. But yeah, usually mid-January I start working on my plan for my garden. Early February I have some seeds that I need to plant. And it keeps going until spring. Early May I should be able to start foraging fiddleheads and a few other things. I'm hoping that this winter I can actually, it's something I want to do, but I'm always afraid to do it. I want to go and spend a night outside, go in the woods, take snowshoes, and go. I want to go somewhere that's not too far, that if I freeze to death, that I can get out and go back home and go warm up, But I want to be able to go outside. I'm not going to go sleep in a teepee or in an igloo at -40. I'm not that crazy. But I am crazy enough to go and try it out, maybe -10, -15. Make myself a little shelter at some point, somewhere. Dig a little hole, put a little tarp, make something where I can make a little nice fire to warm up a little bit. Something that will not cause a forest fire, but enough to keep myself warm. I want to be able to go out in the wild with a little skillet and just cook something on the fire and have a meal in the woods. Things like that are things I want to do from now on. I want to be out there in the wilds a lot more. When I was deer hunting, I sat down, and you can see it in my video, and it looked like it was fake, but it wasn't. I tried to remake whatever just happened. I was just there. I took a deep breath, and the fresh air was so good. It felt so good. Sorry again, I'm yawning again. that it made me realize that, hey, being out in the wild, being out in the woods, it's so relaxing, it's so nice, it's so much fun, it feels good to be out there. It's something I want to start doing more. Huga Homestead, thank you so much for being here. um, the crowd is a little bit different than what it usually is. It's pretty cool. Drunken Chef Barbecue, nice to have you here. What up? Uh, yeah, the crowd is different. Usually have Tracy, me and you Acres, Marilyn is here, you know. Um, but it's nice. It's nice to have different people. I'm glad that I'm able to reach a lot more people than what I thought I was able to reach. Um, so yeah, I have a few videos in mind um, about going outside in the forest, making a bag of the things that you should have, um, and actually going out and using it to show that it's actually working. Bring my sleeping bag in a tent and go sleep in a tent, or go build a shelter and sleep in my sleeping bag, make a little fire, cook something on the stove or on a fire, I should say, with a skillet, um, things like that. This is what I want to do. This is my challenge for 2024. This is something I want to do. Um, I've always been, I don't want to say afraid. The black bears don't scare me. The moose, if they know I'm there, they won't come. They won't bother, especially not in the winter. I was always more afraid of the coyotes, because when you hear them at night and they're gathering around you, they can be scary. But there is a way that I can make a shelter safe enough for me to sleep in there, and safe enough that the coyotes can't make it. And if I have to, I'll bring protection, and I'll have a way to protect myself. Now I know if there's 20 coyotes coming after me, they might not have a chance, but that's why I'm saying I will not go too far in the woods to start, just to make sure that if something happens, I can walk back to the vehicle and go back home. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Whoever just got here, just so you know, I am starting a new job. I've been working for the last 14 years in the hospital pharmacy. I got as high in there as I could get. I climbed the ladder as much as I could. Now, if I wanted to get higher in the hierarchy, I don't even know if that's a word, but if I wanted to get higher in a department, I would need to go and take my college class again, which is something I don't want to do. So I'm transferring in the payroll department. I've always been good with math, and I love math. Crazy that way. I used to be a nerd, I guess. Not necessarily a nerd, but you know what I mean. Like, I used to be very, very good in school. Math is something I've always enjoyed. So I will be working with numbers, working with paychecks. It's going to be different ball game for sure, but I just can't wait to start. So what are you guys up to for the holidays? Anyone doing something in particular, like anything interesting? I know usually we open our presents here on the 24th. And then we go at my parents and we have a supper there, and we open the presents there. We come back home, we sleep, we get up in the morning. We usually have another supper on the 25th. But this year, my girlfriend's parents, the parents-in-law, are not here. The brother-in-law and sister-in-law are not here. They're out west in Alberta, and they can't make it. So the 24th will be at my parents with my brother's kids and brother and sister-in-law from that side. And my girlfriend wants to do things the way that she remembers, which means have the presents open on the 25th in the morning. I don't like it. I don't like it because if I want to have a few beers on the 24th, I know the kids will be up early on the 25th. I will not be able to sleep. And with a few extra beers in my body, the awakening will be a little bit harder. And I will be out of use for a few days after. But hey, it's okay. It's our turn. We're going to do things our way for this year at least and see how it goes. We are going at my parents on the 24th. I don't know if we have anything planned on the 25th. Sometimes on my girlfriend's side of the family, they make something for the family. So maybe it's something that we can do this year again. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if anyone has any plan. But having a homestead, having a garden, having some farm animals, turkey and vegetables, like the turkey meal, vegetables, carrots, potatoes, turnips, salad, things like that. When it comes from the garden, it has a whole new meaning. I will have turkey. I will bring the turkey. I have some carrots. I might bring a few more things from the garden, a few more things from my freezers. Now, I'm not saying everyone in the family will eat it, but it's extra food. Usually on the 31st, we have fondue. My mom's birthday is on the 30th, so it's given us a chance to celebrate her birthday and New Year's Eve. She's working on the 31st, so she wants us to go there on the 1st of January instead. I'm working on the 2nd, so there's a chance that the party might not be as late as usual, but a fondue is always fun. We'll bring pork, deer, and moose. We'll have chicken, turkey, and we'll have plenty of meat for fondue. This will be fun. It's always, I don't know, like when you have kids, holidays are something totally different. Christmas for me is, I just can't explain the feeling I get when my kids open their presents, when they look at the Christmas tree with the lights on and they're amazed by it. We're gonna go at my parents. There's only my brother and I, and together we have 9 kids. The kids are gonna be playing on the floor with their presents. They're gonna be playing together. They're gonna have some fun. What else can you ask for? There's nothing better than that. Well, I've been on for an hour, and I see that most of the people have left. I only see 6 people watching, which I think is like an all-time low for me. People are busy. That's fine. I understand. I will sign off and be back next Wednesday. It's December 15th. Oh, I have a staff party next Friday. I don't like what they're doing. Last year was like the pharmacy, the department paid for community building. They rented the place, they paid for the band. I get that it was more expensive than usual, but we saved on food by everyone bringing a little something. We made a potluck. It was awesome. It was delicious. That was our meal. Potluck and band, in a place to have fun, party, and dance. They paid for the taxi. This year, they're making the party at like a fancy restaurant. So I'm not getting out of there below $50 for my meal. If I want to drink, you can only imagine how much it's going to cost in a fancy restaurant. You drink 5 to 6 beers, it's an extra $50. I'm already over $100 and I'm not home yet. I have to pay for a taxi. If you have to drive for 40 minutes, taxi is expensive. We're talking about $125, $130 worth of taxi. And that's not it. I have to drive back the next day to go get my vehicle. So I have to put gas. It's an extra $20 of gas in the second vehicle to go get my car, to go get my Jeep. I don't like saying that, like I'm going to say it, but I'm just going to say it. Some of them are pharmacists, and they make $55 an hour. I don't. What they make in a week takes me 3 weeks to make. I can't afford $200. Even if the pharmacy is refunding, they give me a refund for the taxi after. I still need to have the money in my pocket to pay for the taxi, which is very unlikely to happen, considering that I need money there for my payments. Because if I don't have the money there for my payments are not going to go through, and I'm going to have $40 fee for insufficient funds. So chances are I will not be at the staff party next week. I told a few people I wasn't going. So chances are I'm going to have my live stream next Friday, and hopefully I will see you all there. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you again. Tracy, if you're watching this, your password is rabbit. You have to tell me that you know the word is rabbit. That way I will know that you watch a live stream from one end to another. Thank you so much. I'm just kidding, by the way. Hopefully you won't sit down and listen to me blabber all night. Take care, everyone. I will leave you with some music. And once again, it's music that I feel it's going well with today. Thanks for watching. Take care. And if you're not coming back before the holidays, a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays.
And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago, I've seen a lot of change.